Hitting 100,000 miles used to be a badge of honor. Now, it's a ticking time bomb. The second your warranty expires, some of America's most popular cars turn into absolute money pits. I'm talking about catastrophic engine failures, transmission grenades, and repair bills that cost more than the car is worth. Dealers are praying you don't know this list. Today, we are exposing the 10 popular cars that secretly fall apart after 100K miles. If you own number one, sell it immediately. Let's start with the elephants in the room, the Nissan Altima and the Rogue. These cars are everywhere in the US, but they hide a dirty secret: the Jatco CVT transmission. Between 2013 and 2018, these transmissions were made of glass. Right around 100,000 miles, the belt starts to slip. You hit the gas, the RPMs scream, but the car goes nowhere. Nissan extended the warranty on some, but if you're buying used now, you are on your own. A replacement transmission runs about $4,500. That is basically the total value of the car. Walk away. Next up, Ford. Specifically the Escape and Fusion models from 2014 to 2019, equipped with the 1.5L or 1.6L EcoBoost engines. These engines have a fatal design flaw. It's called coolant intrusion. The engine block design is weak between the cylinders. Over time, it cracks, and coolant leaks into the engine. You'll see white smoke, the engine will overheat, and your mechanic will tell you the bad news. You need a whole new engine. That's a $6,000 job on a 10-year-old Ford. Do the math. The Chevy Equinox, specifically the ones with the 2.4L Ecotec 4-cylinder. This might be the most deceptive car on the used market. It looks fine, but inside, it's eating itself. These engines are notorious for bad piston rings. By 100,000 miles, they start burning oil. I'm talking a quart every 500 miles. If you forget to check it for 2 weeks, you run the engine dry. And in winter, the PCV valve freezes up, pressure builds, and it blows out the rear main seal. Suddenly, all your oil is on the driveway. It's junk. Americans love their Jeeps. But if you're looking at a Grand Cherokee with the 3.6L Pentastar V6, listen closely. Do you hear that ticking sound? That's the sound of the rocker arms failing and eating into the camshaft. It happens constantly right around the 100K mark. And that's just the engine. The electrical system is controlled by the TIPM. When this fails, your fuel pump quits, your windows stop working, and the car thinks it's possessed. I cannot stress this enough. Be terrified of the Hyundai Sonata and Kia Optima from 2011 to 2019 with the Theta 2 GDI engine. These aren't just unreliable, they are dangerous. Manufacturing debris left in the engine blocks restricts oil flow. The result? The bearing seize, and the engine literally destroys itself at highway speeds. Yes, there was a recall. But if you can't prove perfect maintenance history to the dealer, they might deny your claim. Then you're stuck with a 4,000-pound paperweight. It looks fun. It drives like a go-kart. But a high-mileage Mini Cooper is a financial suicide mission, especially the older R56 models. Everything is crammed into a tiny space, meaning labor costs are astronomical. But the real killer is the timing chain. It's supposed to last the life of the car. It won't. It stretches, rattles, and eventually snaps, taking the engine with it. If you hear a rattle on a cold start, run away. The GMC Acadia and Chevy Traverse, the ultimate family haulers. But the 3.6L high-feature V6 engine has a fatal flaw that hits right after the odometer rolls over. The timing chains stretch. Now, on most cars, changing a timing chain is hard. On these, you have to drop the entire engine and subframe out of the bottom of the car. It is a massive job. You are looking at $3,000 just in labor. For a car that's barely worth $8,000, it makes 0 sense. There is a saying, if there's no oil under it, there's no oil in it. We're talking about the BMW 3 Series. Great to drive, terrible to own past 100K miles. BMW uses plastic for critical cooling components. Water pumps, thermostat housings, radiator hoses. After 10 years or 100K miles, this plastic turns brittle and shatters. Add in leaking valve cover gaskets and the nightmare oil pan gasket, which requires dropping the subframe to fix, and you'll spend more on repairs in 1 year than the monthly payments on a new Corolla. Subaru owners are loyal, but they are also in denial. If you're looking at an older Forester, watch out for the infamous head gasket failure. But on the newer ones, post-2014, it's the CVT transmission again. They develop a shudder or a hesitation. That is the valve body failing. Best case scenario, a $2,500 valve body replacement. Worst case, a whole new transmission for $7,000. For a car built on reliability, that is unacceptable. And the undisputed king of depreciation and disaster, the Range Rover. If you see a cheap one for sale, it's a trap. The air suspension will fail, leaving the car sitting on the ground. The electrical system is a nightmare of gremlins. The superchargers fail. There is nothing more expensive than a cheap Range Rover. It will bankrupt you. Just don't do it. Listen, if you want a car that hits 200,000 miles without emptying your bank account, stick to the boring stuff. Toyota, Honda, Lexus. They might not be exciting, but they start every morning. Did we miss a car that ruined your life? Let us know in the comments below, and hit that subscribe button so you don't get scammed by the next lemon. Thanks for watching.